Councillor Penny.
Yes, thank you, Mr Mayor. I think it's been a very interesting and long debate, and I won't take too long, but Volume 3 to me is what it's all about. It's the local board plans. Yep. It's what the local boards want to do. Yep. We talk a lot, and we've got councillors who all the time want to consult with local boards, Well, the local boards have actually consulted with their communities. And this is as much for them as anyone else. I'm also very concerned about some of our spend. Apparently the council has bought a third regional park on South Head, which makes 9, 10, 11 probably now in the old Rodney area, regional parks. That's not your parks where the kids go down and play. So hopefully when we do see the terms of reference for recycling assets,
selling,
we can actually see whether there's one or two of those that are not necessary. And I do understand why they were bought.
dairy farms. There you go.
However, the people in my area, and I found it very difficult during the debate when Councillor Crum put up about transition, not voting for that, but people in the north and the west have worn the transition quite considerably over the last 3 or 4 years. This budget will now actually mean that business rates in Rodney go down 2.7% and residential rates down 1.4% for most households, so I'm very pleased with that, and farm and lifestyle minus 8.8%. We've heard a lot about the levy today, and when Councillor Cashmore said he was going to go to the Mayor with a levy, it was so that we could actually get some money, and it's very good to see Member Sayers here, who is the Sealing Roads and Rodney King, because that levy will actually allow a considerable uplift in the sealing budget for those roads in the next 3 years, which is probably one of the biggest issues in that area. So I am going to support it, but Mr Mayor, I think there's something else here, and I think other councillors have alluded to it. Yes, the legislation says the Mayor's office has to bring a budget to the councillors, but it actually doesn't say that that Mayor's budget can't be worked up with a lot of councillors involved. It says bring the budget to a committee, and you had the budget committee at the last time, and now it's going to come back to the annual plan will come back to the finance committee, which is the only committee that I'm chair of, and I only get one vote, and I want to put that on the table. But the important thing is we do need more collaboration between us all, and that includes the Mayor's office, because this is all of us, and that has to happen in the next, if we get this through next month when we start the extra work on a new annual plan or an advised LTP. So I will support it. I'm very pleased with the levy in my area. I know some people aren't, but it's certainly going to deliver for my area. And this is all about councillors, that third volume, which is the local board plans that they have all signed off. Thank you.
Right, thank you, councillors. Okay, now I'm going to move to voting. We've got Councillor Brewer's amendment first.
Mr Mayor, I've got two amendments there. The one about the no confidence.
Yeah, look, I don't accept it.
But I don't know if that's for you to determine,
well,
though, Mr Mayor.
It is. I'm the chair, and I'm appointed the chair through myself, so I will not accept that as being an appropriate
Well, I think it's more
amendment.
appropriate for you to leave the chair and for
Point
us
of order,
to have that
Mr.
discussion.
Mr. Chair. Is the second amendment consistent with standing orders? That's the basic question.
It's not inconsistent.
Councillors, so far the Chair's provided a fair bit of flexibility to you all. Despite the flexibility, Standing Orders does provide the framework for meetings which we do operate to. Standing Order 1.5.1 advises that a member can move or second one motion only. Under that Standing Order, Councillor Brewer, you have already moved an amendment and therefore cannot move a second.
Oh, well, I'll move it at another item then.
Move it on.
That's fine. Okay, so we've got that amendment there first. If I can...
By division, thanks.
move that, please.
Sorry, Mr Mayor, just a point of clarification with this one.
Yes.
I'm assuming that that means that there's a consultative process that goes with this too. I'm assuming that's taken as a given?
Yes, it talks about public consultation. Yeah, it is an annual plan, so it'll have to go through a consultation.
Okay, thank you.
Just to be clear, councillors, we're voting on the amendment on the screen in front of you. Your Worship.
No.
Councillor Anai.
No.
Councillor Brewer.
For.
Councillor Casey.
No.
Councillor Cashmore.
No.
Councillor Clow.
No.
Councillor Cooper.
No.
Councillor Darby.
No.
Councillor Filipaina.
Against.
Councillor Fletcher.
For.
Councillor Crum.
For.
Councillor Lee.
Aye.
Sorry, can you repeat that? Councillor Lee.
Aye.
Thank you. Councillor Penrose.
No.
Councillor Quacks.
Or.
Councillor Stewart.
Yes.
Councillor Walker.
Yes.
Councillor Watson.
Yes.
Councillor Webster.
No.
Councillor Wood.
Yes.
Okay, that's lost 910. Move on to the substantive item, and I'll put that as a group.
Could you take line 5 separately, please? I'd like to vote against it.
Okay, so we'll put everything except line 5.
Why we would need not go separately A, B, C, D, E, F?
Yes.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
I would vote for a good number of those.
Okay,
So,
all right.
Your Worship, this is for the substantive
Yes,
by division?
yeah, that's right.
So what are we voting? Which one now?
Oh, well, no, the amendment, we've
Substantive.
done the amendment. And
Addition to.
we need to move the substantive before we get to the amendment.
Do we?
Isn't that just an addition, Mr Chairman?
That's your
It's
addition.
an addition, not an amendment.
Yeah, it is an addition,
Yeah.
so that's why it's F.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, look, you want to vote on each separate A, B, C, D, E, F?
Yes.
Okay, well, hang on.
The whole lot.
Look, anyone can request it. And secondly, do you want a division on every single one?
No.
Just C.
Just C? Okay. Right. Okay, A. I'll move that. All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Against?
No.
No.
Passed on
Recorded.
voices.
Recorded.
And vote recorded.
Recorded.
Right. B,
And.
it's passed on the voices and those against recorded. Can you please, after the end of this, just come up and make sure that's
Sure.
noted?
I was against that.
B, all those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Against? Right. C, by division.
Your Worship.
Aye.
Councillor Anai.
Aye.
Councillor Brewer.
No.
Councillor Casey.
No.
Councillor Cashmore.
Yes.
Councillor Clow.
No.
Councillor Cooper.
Yes.
Councillor Darby.
Or.
Councillor Filipaina.
Aye.
Councillor Fletcher.
No.
Councillor Crum.
Against.
Councillor Lee.
Aye.
Councillor Penrose.
Yes.
Councillor Quacks.
No.
Councillor Stewart.
No.
Councillor Walker.
Yes.
Councillor Watson.
No.
Councillor Webster.
Yes.
Councillor Wood.
No.
10.
Shame on you.
Right, 10-9, thank you. And
Your mandate.
D, please. All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
It's against. E, all those in favour say aye.
Aye.
It's against. And
Mr Chair, on F you gave an undertaking that you'd include in the ongoing annual review of the UAGC, and it'd be good to see that in writing as point 7.
No, I didn't.
yeah, I'm comfortable with that. Nothing like an annual vote. Yep.
Just put UAGC.
Annual review of the UAGC level.
Good one.
Yeah. Councillor Cathy, just in terms of 5, we're actually doing that work by and large. So it's a note.
Could we have the word present put in there?
Where would you put it, Councillor Mai?
Well, including present work on,
Excuse me, Mr
I
Chairman.
mean, if we're talking about assets, serious assets like Ports of Auckland or Auckland International Airport or regional parks, I'm out of it.
Yeah. Well, it's just got asset sales, so we're actually doing work that's going through
Not-
into the...
But
Mr.
maybe
Chair, it's already in the
non-strategic assets then.
Yeah. Sorry,
Just to clarify it,
yeah. All I'm saying
given the
is that
optics.
we don't want to make a mountain out of a molehill here, and this is quite general.
Through you, Mr Mayor.
Okay, so why don't we put them as a group?
Through you, Mr Mayor.
Yes?
Could we also include RFA, and I'm making particular reference
No.
to the stadium strategy,
Yeah.
because it's
No.
being looked at.
No, look, come on.
And there's a
we-
substantial amount of money there.
Yeah, look, we've got
Point
a
of
lot
order.
we've got a lot of discussions to go on through from July on, so why don't we just sort of put this as it is? It's been a long day thus far, and I think this is a comprehensive enough list. So I'll move that as a
Point
group.
of order.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
I'd like to include the word non-strategic before the word asset sales
Second.
as an amendment.
Yeah,
I
I'll
agree.
second that.
So what we could do is end up debating this. If it's just asset sales, whether or not they'll be non-strategic is something that we'll finalise when we come through with the work.
Oh, well, that's a blank check.
Mr Chairman, it's already in the LCP.
This is just doing more work.
No, the
Additional
word
work.
non-strategic is always with asset
It's already in
sales.
there.
Always has been.
Mr Chairman, it's coming to the finance and performance. The terms of reference, councillors can debate it then.
Actually,
I'm not voting for that.
rather than try and have that debate right now,
Take it out.
just get rid of 5,
Yep, take it out.
because we're already doing this work.
Here we are.
All right? That will make an end of that. Right. All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
It's against? Thank you. I think that's the end of it, isn't it?
Do you want to debate?
It's time for a cup of tea. Oh, yeah, well, hang on. Is that following on from here? Well, hang on. Why don't we just deal with the rates? So there they are, right there.
Yep.
So this is the work that is critical for us to do. I'll move it. Do I have a seconder? Councillor Penny W.
Oh,
All
Mr
those-
Mayor, so this sets the UAGC and everything else, is it?
Yeah, absolutely it does.
Okay,
Change.
right, and I signalled, because I was stitched up before, that I couldn't move a second amendment, which is unprecedented, but nonetheless, speaking orders do come in handy sometimes for others, that I move the amendment that I proposed last time, but given it's in this item 16, determining
Oh,
the
no,
level
no,
of
no,
rates,
no.
that the governing body expresses no confidence in the Mayor of Auckland as the chair of the Budget Committee. I moved that, and Councillor Quacks is happy to second that, and I'm sure there's majority of support, because many other councillors have been talking about a no confidence vote leading up to today, but some haven't quite put it forward, and I'm going to put that one. It's not a full non-confidence. It's in the chair of the Budget Committee role that you have as protector of the purse string, I think you call it.
Yeah, no, I am. Look, Councillor, I started off being very, very clear about what I was going to do today and not, and you've all got your own various views about how I have or not conducted this process, but I have the mayoral right to appoint and not appoint chairs. I've appointed myself the chair of this, and I reject that proposed amendment as being outside of the ambit of your authority. This is my authority, and there's been some discussion here about mayor's powers and all that sort of day, and I'm not prepared to wear that one.
Mr Chair, we
So
have
that
the
is the end of
authority
this meeting.
to have a say on
That is,
your self-appointment.
I actually, you do not. And so I
Oh,
have
come on.
now made that ruling, and so we will now move to put...
It's totally illegal.
Thank you. We will now move to put the rate, the rating.
Point of order, Mr
Stop,
Chair, can
please.
we get some chief
the number?
executive view on this?
What's the number?
Hang on.
As to when a
Yeah,
when a
I
no
have-
confidence
I have-
motion, is it for the
I
chair to
have-
determine, or
I
do
have
you
made
should
a
vacate the
ruling.
chair?
I have made a ruling.
I
So-
wish councillors would support me on this.
I move that the recommendation be put.
You're
Well,
self-appointed.
hang on. I was just going to do that.
Okay, sorry.
So I'll move that we put recommendation 16.
By division.
By division. Thank you.
It's outrageous that you haven't vacated the
Yeah,
chair for
thank
that.
you very much,
I'll
councillor.
raise it in the next item.
Councillors, you're voting on item 16, the recommendations in front of you by division. Your worship.
4.
Councillor and I.
Aye.
Councillor Brewer.
No.
Councillor Casey.
Yes.
Councillor Cashmore.
Yes.
Councillor Clow.
Yes.
Councillor Cooper.
Yes.
Councillor Darby.
4.
Councillor Filipina.
Aye.
Councillor Fletcher.
No.
Councillor Crum.
Against.
Against. Councillor Lee.
Aye.
Councillor Penrose.
Yes.
Councillor Quacks.
No.
Councillor Stewart.
No.
Councillor Walker.
Yes.
Councillor Watson.
Yes.
Councillor Webster.
Yes.
Councillor Wood.
No.
It's carried, your worship.
Excellent. We will now have a cup of tea. Thank you, councillors.